I really like this tree. This little area here with the grass. I like that. If I worked here, which Lord willing, I won't. Because all these are going to become apartments soon. I would be sitting over there for my lunch breaks. If the weather was nice, I'd be sitting out there. I'm out here right now, I told myself why not, and so here I am. Let's do the trip if we can, and so that's where we are. Well, where I am. There's no one else here. Our favorite Lakeside. This whole area is due to be demolished and turned into apartments. There's the back of houses back there, residential. I don't think I've ever been back here. Starstruck. That's the dance studio. A lot of these businesses are still actively in use. I don't know when the plan is for them to become, like when demolition is set to start. I don't know when that's due to happen. I would assume probably maybe next year, in the next 2 years, because it was agreed upon by the city council. This whole area is flooded. Look at that. It's flooded. There's like a mini pond, a mini lake out here. I've never been back here to film. I wonder if you can get to there's trailers over here, huh? Trailer houses. If you can get to the residential part of town from here. Oh, you can. Okay, you go right over there. You can go. So we walk all the way here. And then I don't know where I'm going, and I walk right into the freezing lake. Okay, this whole area here is a fucking bottle. This whole area here is gated off. But it's opened. It is opened. And so we're gonna check it out. Oh, that's a grill. A grill. Okay. I don't know. This might be that church building that overlooks the water, that bought everything, that bought the old theater here. Because you have direct access to the water from right here. You can hear the ducks. There's ducks and Canada geese probably swimming around, splashing around. They love it. They love it here in this water. I always thought I would love living in apartments. Those new ones they built over there. One of them has a direct view overlooking this lake, even though it's like across the street. It has a direct view of it. I would love that so much, just overlooking the water. Christmas morning and everything's frozen over. Snowflakes hitting the ice. And little penguins skittering about on the surface. To me, that's Christmas to me. I don't care how fabricated and weird that is. That's Christmas to me. I wonder if I could try to circumvent this. There's like a long ledge. A ledge or a dock. Everything here, this is all rusted over. Look at that. The way that has that framing right there makes me think this used to be like a fire escape on top of that. Okay, maybe I can go around that other way. They got workout equipment right there. Oh, ooh, we gonna get to work out for free. We gonna get to work out for free. We ain't never gonna have to pay to go to the gym. Look at all that fucking water. These lots like these always have several drains. Several. Because of this flooding. Water retention. This is not supposed to be a retaining pond. Oh, there's a cat. There is a cat over there. There's another one of those things. Did the cat just jump into the water? Ugh. Imagine how polluted this is. So they got a basketball court. Does not look like a body. A human body. Just, oh look, the bars. They even left the bars here that they bent, beating the shit out of him, making sure he's dead. This is someone's old Nordic track. ELM locating and utility services. I have no idea what that is. I imagine back in the day, this was a job hub. This area here was a job hub. Back in the day, it actively competed with the Freeport Center. There's paint down there. That's actually kind of cool looking. This area here actively competed with Freeport Center. See, that's not really a drain. That's like a pump or something, but this whole area is flooded and it's not supposed to retain it like that. This must have been interesting because obviously people come out here and smoke and barbecue and hang out like on their shifts, you know, on lunch, on breaks and work out. Because look how old this equipment is. This is not new. This is easily from the 90s or maybe 2000s. And these are two different machines, I think. And that was actually, speak of the devil, that was made in Lifetime. That was assembled just there in a Lifetime, a Freeport Center. I've known people, I had an uncle, well, he's actually a cousin, older cousin, but I had an uncle that worked out here in Clearfield back in the day. That was his job. It wasn't his first job, but like when he got like college age, he got a job out here doing whatever the hell they were doing in one of these buildings. Manufacturing or warehouse stuff, I don't know. Maybe loading things onto a truck or something to go out to stores or whatever. But it was probably this building here because look how everything's connected, and you have like, you back the truck up here, right here. You couldn't do it today because it's all overgrown here, and then there's the water. This is basically a fjord, a ford or a fjord, and so I mean, it would get stuck. there you get water in the engine, and yeah, it was probably this building here he worked at. It wasn't Lifetime though, because Lifetime's always been relegated to the Freeport Center, but I guarantee it was this building. That's just so wild to me that they're supposed to have several drains, because that's why all modern, like, even if they're doing construction on an existing lot that's old, they will go in and they will physically drill drains in to make it up to code. And it's wild to me that hasn't been done. So someone got over here and knocked over this trash can, which is an interesting feat considering that it's all fenced in. That's crazy. I mean, like when I said people work, like my cousin worked here, my uncle, that was like easily by now like 30 years ago. I want to see if the water that's over in that the dock area. I mean, it really is a dock. That's what they're called. Those trucks, cargo trucks, will back up onto the dock, and then they pull out a lift, a ramp. I guess it's called a ramp. And if you've ever worked retail throwing truck, which really, really fucking sucks, that's how it works. I hated throwing truck. That was like the worst fucking designation, I think. Maybe apart from I was gonna say maybe apart from gathering carts. I would rather gather carts than throw truck. I would easily, happily go outside on my lonesome and just gather carts, go through the store, pick up stray carts. Okay, the water's gone. And then the shitty fucking churches around there, I think. It used to be a 2-screen theater, now it's a fucking front for drug dope fiends. I don't like, out of all these businesses that have way more valuable things in them, like computers, this and that, software, passwords, a fucking church has this automated fucking system. Why? Because it's in Spanish? Okay. I don't know. I mean, because now that I'm aware of it, now I'm like nitpicking. See, all this was underwater all the way to about here on that video that I filmed. I'm just hanging on to it and nitpicking because it's just so weird to me. It's such a weird choice. Like, who the fuck would break, like you're gonna break into a church, you're crazy to begin with. But like, you're gonna seriously break into one of these fly-by-night fucking strip mall churches where it's like, well, this says 24-hour video surveillance. I don't see any cameras. Well, there's a camera right there. Actually, there's a camera right there. It's aimed all the way down. So I don't know how good those cameras are if they're just aimed down. This is where I went last time. I walked over here and it was just filled with water. It was just like, because it was raining and raining and raining. And it wouldn't take much to fill this up because there isn't a drain out there. There's not a drain out there, like a central drain or whatever it's called. I mean, there's a word for it, but it's to control the water intake. Okay. Let's see. I haven't been doing a whole lot of YouTube. I've been busy. I've been booked and blessed. I've got my personal life going. I got a man in my life. I've been working on projects. I've been doing shit. I've been too busy for YouTube. Yeah, see, there's supposed to be a drain, ideally, right here, and there's not, and I'm really surprised that there isn't. As we've seen how completely filled with water it was. Like, literally, you could go swimming in it. It was so full. The water was retained, like, all the way from there to there. I mean, it was just so weird because you would think it would be like running out, but it wasn't. It was perfectly formed and maintained along the edges of that walkway. Are these houses or trailers? Those are houses. This is another cute little neighborhood. I would rather live in a house than an apartment. Our place is like, my current place is as close as I've ever gotten on my own to living in a house, because I lived in a studio. It was the first place I ever lived. It was a studio I rented from a friend. It was like my second mom. And this was like immediately after high school I moved in. No trespassing. Violators will be prosecuted. Trespass for what? For what? It cracks me up. I can understand if you're like actively trying to peek through the fence or climb over the gate or the fence to bypass that. Okay, yeah. But if you're just like walking through, you know, this shit needs to be documented. I'm sorry, but it does, because all this stuff is gonna go. It's gonna be gone. See, these lights are on over there. I've never seen lights on in that building. I thought that those were like condo apartments. And I was always jealous because I thought how nice it would be to live here in the wintertime and come out and have your coffee in the morning on the balcony and just watch the birds and the ducks slide across the, you know, the frozen pond. Man, the people that got lights on in there. I wonder if some of them live there. Ooh. I wonder if some of them live there in addition to because those are like professional suites, like offices. But those dim lights there that are there. See, the water's reflecting and making it look like there's 4 lights, but there's only 2 of them. Because you have a perfect view. And I think the water level here has risen. Because look at how that fence, that gate, is installed, and then there's all this water here. I think that means the water level must have risen at some point. What the hell is this? A vacuum cleaner? It is. It's a someone brought their vacuum cleaner out here to kill it. This does look more like a lake than a pond. I'm sorry. To me, ponds are just small little bodies of water. Bigger than a puddle, but smaller than a lake. This looks like a lake to me. Thus the name Lakeside. Maybe when this was first like... I don't know if this is a man-made water structure. So maybe when it was first made, it was smaller. And you can see the water is inclement or whatever. It's the opposite of receding. It's ascending or exceeding. What is this? This is like a computer, like an IBM computer shell. Oh no, it's like a cash register, an old school cash register. I wonder if someone fished those out of the water. I wouldn't eat anything that I caught. It'd probably all be like mutated, poison. Like, oh, that's a good eating. Of course, I'm not really a fish guy. I like fish sticks, but I don't really like... Here's this mutated couch. Moss-covered couch that's been here. That's been here for ages. I can only imagine the kind of stains that are on it. And of course, it's got debris on it, and... Is this locked? Because I went back there and I filmed. Maybe not quite that far back,